However, even meaningful activity has its trials and tribulations, its failed expectations, its disappointments and its genuine losses. A genuine life in the world is not a life without suffering. But what lessens the impact of suffering, what overshadows it, what puts it in the background, and what makes it relative is that a greater purpose and association are being emphasized. Most of the miseries that confound and imprison the human mind are escaped as one advances in the way of knowledge, but not all suffering is escaped. Life continues to be difficult and problematic. Your body has its aches and pains. Your mind has its problems and troubling thoughts, feelings and experience, but they do not dominate your attention now, and as you advance they cannot hold you back or limit your experience. The world is a difficult learning situation. There is no easy way to be here if you are being honest with yourself. However, there is a way to be here when something meaningful is being done and being accomplished. Then when you leave with the memory of what has been done and what has been accomplished. Think of it like this: if you think of any former time in your life when you were doing something special or unique, you'll remember it by what you accomplished and what you experienced. You won't remember all the little details, all the moment-to-moment experiences, all the conversations that took place, or all the activities that were carried out. What will you remember? You will remember what was done and if anything real happened in terms of your relationships with others. If something did happen or something did not happen in this regard, this alone will be the content of your memory. This will be your memory after leaving this world. You will not remember all the moments, the hours, the days, the activities, the interests and the difficulties. You will not remember anything in your household. You will not remember what you said or what you did specifically. However, you will remember what you accomplished and what you did not accomplish, according to the greater purpose that had brought you into the world. This is what will be remembered after you leave here. The purpose of religion, therefore, is to take you to your great accomplishment. That is why religion is important, because this accomplishment is the only thing that is important about being in the world. Everything else is just all the things that happen along the way. What is essential is what brought you here. What is essential is what will be remembered after you leave. What is essential is who you represent and what you represent through your experience, your communication and your accomplishment. Nothing else matters. Have this greater priority in life, and most of the problems that seem to beset and hinder people around you will rarely if ever be experienced by you. You will have a greater set of problems. Other people are beset with little problems, which arouse enormous reactions. Yet these little problems will only arouse in you a very small reaction because you will be reacting to something greater. Because you live in manifest life, the sense of greatness that you experience will depend on the greatness of the problems that you are solving. If you are only dealing with little things and you are not very successful, you will feel little and unsuccessful. If you are solving greater problems that have meaning and value, you will feel greater, and you will feel that your life has meaning and value. You are what you value. You are what you do. Essentially, you are what you resolve and accomplish while you are in the world because contribution is what brought you here. You did not get kicked out of heaven to be here. You are not in exile though you may feel like you are. You are here to do something important. You are here to engage with certain people for a certain purpose. You are here to find those people. You are here to find that purpose and to learn how to understand its meaning and its application. Religion is what enables you to do this, religion in its pure sense. Religion is teaching, learning, giving, sharing and applying knowledge. In its pure sense, this is what it is. We give you this new and yet ancient understanding so that you may have a new approach and new beginning. You need a new approach and a new beginning because you cannot enter new territory with an old understanding. You cannot add on something new to something old, for something new will replace what is old. New experience replaces old experience. New understanding replaces old understanding. New avenues of life take you out of old avenues of life. New relationships replace old relationships. Therefore, you cannot enter into this greater preparation and this greater mission while holding on to everything you think, believe and want or while maintaining the memories of all the little things you have done, said, felt and valued. Remember, when you leave the world, None of these things will be important to you. Your only concern will be whether you completed your mission here and whether you found the people you needed to associate with. Everything else will be forgotten. Having the emphasis while you are here that you will have after you leave is a great gift that is being given to you now. This is a gift that will give you extraordinary power and effectiveness, and one that will liberate you from so many small things that torment you. This is what lifts the crown of thorns from around your mind. This is what frees your mind. What great fame or glory can there be in the world that is not but a crown of thorns, something that gives you false majesty but that torments you and limits you, binds you and restricts you? Take the crown of thorns off your head. It does not belong on you. The world is emerging into the greater community. You need to learn the ways of the greater community. You need to learn the religion of the greater community because this religion represents God's work, not only in one world, in one culture or in one language, but in the entire universe. This will give greater meaning and scope to your world's religions and will give them the unifying principle they now need to have a greater application and a greater relevancy in life. Without this, the world's religions will fade away or be overwhelmed by the reality of the greater community. Yet the greater community by its very existence gives the world's religions a greater impetus and opportunity. The greater community way of knowledge is being presented into the world to give people like you who feel an inner need and a greater association in life an opportunity to discover, to apply and to contribute knowledge. This is your purpose. This is what you have come here to do. What you will do specifically is unique to you and to those with whom you are destined to participate. You are meant to serve the greater movement of life in your own unique way. This is religion. Yet you will need to study religion in a greater community context in order to have this greater understanding. Do not, then, be afraid of religion. Do not associate it with your past. Do not associate it with all of the foolish manifestations that have been made in the world regarding it. See it anew as the means for you to regain your greater purpose in being here and with it a greater experience of destiny and companionship. Consider what you will remember from this life after you leave here, given the things that we have said. Then you will realize what is important, what is essential, what requires your attention and what your first priority must be. Then all other things will take their proper place in your life, not to be denied but to be properly oriented and properly placed. Your attention should be on great things. This will enable you to solve small problems and keep them small. This will enable you to choose wisely in your relationships and in your career. This will enable you to choose according to knowledge and not be dominated by what you want or are afraid of. When this is done, and done consistently, then you will be living a religious life and you will be having a religious experience. You will be living a religion that includes and yet transcends all that the world has ever known.